Pornography is a sensitive subject. It is something that affects all of us and is something that specifically affects everybody's family right now, everywhere. And is specifically affecting over 50% of people, 50% of men and 45% of women. Statistically speaking, there's probably more than one person in our class who is struggling with pornography, and most of us will be affected by someone else that struggles with this throughout our lifetime. Today we'll talk about 3 different ways that pornography is harmful for us, specifically how it affects our brains, it affects our hearts, and how it affects our world. The first way that pornography affects us is through our brains. Pornography overwhelms your brain with dopamine. This changes the pathways in your brain. The brain fights back by reducing the number of receptors in your system and by not releasing as much dopamine naturally. This is the same effect that drugs like cocaine and heroin have on our brains. Pornography becomes addictive. Pornography can actually make your brain shrink. Studies have shown that addictions can actually shrink the gray matter in your brain, which is part of the prefrontal cortex, which is part of logic and problem solving and decision making. Pornography also affects our hearts. The ways we can love and be loved. Pornography decreases your sexual performance as well as your sexual satisfaction. The number one reason men quit participating in pornography is because it causes erectile dysfunction. Pornography not only hurts the viewer, it also hurts your partner. They can't live up to the false expectations that the brain believes are real through what pornography portrays. Scientists conducted an experiment that proved that we can begin to expect and desire sexual appetites that aren't real. Pornography turns our bodies into objects. Pornography negatively affects the world. It is one of the largest industries in the entire world and brings in more revenue than the 3 TV networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC combined. Most pornography and the most popular pornography portrays violence, abuse, and rape, and much more. That leads us to believe that that's what sex is and not what it really means or what it is, which is the most intimate expression of love. A good example of this is Ted Bundy, a well-known American serial killer and kidnapper and rapist. He claimed that the most common interest among all serial killers is pornography. Pornography creates its own entire world of human trafficking by itself. Most of the people you see on the screen are people who have been trafficked. In fact, a lot of the hardcore pornography out there is specifically that, is done by human trafficking. Today I've shown you what pornography is and how harmful it is to our minds, hearts, and to the world. It is no longer a question of if we or our children will be exposed to pornography, but when. And in conclusion, if we all recognize this for what it is and try to find ways and do our best to stay away from it, we can fight the new drug, which is pornography.